character. That's the reason why he's not attending. It happens. So let me get on over to the dorm rooms, where we're gonna start off. The first one awake is, as usually, Lily, because she's got to do her hair.
Yes.
Yes. Some halfway through, you think you hear something outside your room. It's for a few moments, and you're just currently fighting with a particularly rebellious strand of hair.
Well, that's fine. It's nothing more important than my hair, so I'm sure it's fine. It's nothing important.
All right.
The hair is more important.
Absolutely. So you just ignore it and get good along your way. Freya, how do you feel this morning? It's your maybe second day of school? Yeah, I'd say. Well, absolutely, it's going to be the second day of school. Advertisement on.
She is currently asleep because Lily wakes up super early.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I wake up at a reasonable time.
Define reasonable.
Does your alien species need less sleep than normal humans?
No.
Okay.
I just
keep that in
need.
mind.
I just need. Yes, I just need to fix my hair. That's the reason.
Let me keep it
So I need to get
here.
to bed earlier. I need my beauty sleep after all.
Yeah, you're going to bed really early compared to others.
Yes. It's worth it though. Trust me.
Alright, it's about breakfast time and you open the door for the first time and you hear something clunkering against your door handle on the outside.
I think I'm going to just call. See, am I done with the hair?
Absolutely, yeah, you're about to head out.
Okay. Well, I guess I open the door.
There appear to be two Christmassy looking presents on the door handle.
Ooh, presents!
Yes, one is addressed to you and the other is addressed to Freya.
I'm going to take them inside and just yell, Freya! Presents!
Now that it's closer to breakfast, Freya will kind of grumble awake. She goes, what?
How big are these boxes?
How would you describe 10 by 10 centimeters?
Like a jewelry box size?
Yes.
I take Freya's box and just toss it to her. Here!
It's rather light,
Presents!
so it doesn't really smash against you, Freya. It lands on your bed.
Let's see. So it's a How close is Christmas?
It is late summer, when classes usually start.
She'll kind of look at it, sniff it, and then watch Lily, but give a little warning of, it's not close to the holiday this is dressed in. This is probably a trap.
At this point, she's not even looking at you. She's just gleefully opening the present. So, huh?
It
She's
smells
halfway
familiar,
open.
Freya. You've smelled this smell before.
She is currently not trustworthy.
Lily, you tear open the prison, the present, not the prison.
I tear open the present.
Yes.
As in the now.
Yes, you tear open a space-time continuum.
Yes.
Whoops.
In your
Dragon
greed, you've
comes
dug
in
too
and is
deeply.
furious.
Yes, demons burst out. Now, no, indeed, you find a small box, and it reads on there, for the precious princess. Huh.
Aww.
And as you open
Oh, I
that
know who that's from.
box up, it's a tiara in there. You remember talking about this yesterday in
Aww.
class, and there's an interesting... It's a let's see, silvery. Metal works, looks a little bit like flowers intertwined into each other. And in the middle, there's an interesting gemstone. It seems to change colors depending on how the light reflects of it.
Oh, Lisa. I think it was.
It was Lisa who remarked on it that, she should probably use the tiara.
Yes. That's why she's my first assumption. Might not be. Is there a note of who it's from?
No.
Oh, Lisa.
Lisa would probably be too shy to admit that she gave you a gift. No, totally.
She would be far too shy. Far too shy.
That's probably why she put it onto the door handle and not actually, knocked or anything.
Indeed.
Meanwhile, Freya, Lily has unwrapped this intricate-looking piece of metal. I don't know, would Freya actually care or know what a tiara is for or what it means?
She understands the general concept of jewelry.
Okay.
Her small time with Mr. Sunshine before coming here, she did learn a little bit of just the general cultures, holidays, concepts of entertainment, stuff like that. But she's still not very trusting.
Okay.
So she doesn't get why Christmas presents would be in summer.
Oh, that's why she assumes it's Christmas presents, because that's what you learned. At Christmas you gift gifts. And
Yeah.
Gifts. That makes an astounding amount of sense.
So she feels like there's some kind of alternative thing that she can't put her tail on.
Tail, yes.
So she's kind of gonna pass by Lily and kind of put the present back outside.
Meanwhile, Lily is happily placing the tiara on her head.
You look all the more princessy. Albeit a little bit more ridiculous and outstanding.
Aww.
Raise your superior and reduce your mundane.
Oh. Is this going to actually be a problem? Let's see.
Let's see. If that's
no, it's
a
not.
problem. Okay. I'm sure you don't want to resist that.
No.
Makes you feel good.
I was superior too. This is good. You need some level of superior because outsider.
Yeah. Heading for lunch, you see the usual suspects gathered around. This time around, the lunch isn't as, bombastic as it was the first day, but it serves its purpose. Good variety, good mix of everything. And plenty enough for both Hyos and Chico to have their
And
fill.
enough food?
Yes, plenty enough food, because today is sports, as Spectral remarks, so you should all eat enough beforehand so you don't go hungry. And drink
Umbra would
plenty.
say exactly the opposite. You totally shouldn't eat unless you want to puke.
Chaos! It
He's
sounds...
just eating.
It sounds... Yeah, there's two people definitely not gonna heed your warning. We'll see how that works out.
All I'm gonna say is, with his metabolism, that ain't gonna be a problem.
So it's not gonna be the food.
No.
Waki, who was trying really hard, stops himself and eats a bit slower, and Spectral asks, why do you say that they should slow down with food? More energy means better results, doesn't it?
Who is he asking this from?
I guess Spectral would be, since she was the one who initially suggested eating more.
Hmm.
And she's asking you that, Jack. How do you know that? She seems genuinely curious, not accusing or anything.
Like what? Like why would he say that, people shouldn't eat that much?
No,
Slow down.
Jack said that, right?
The Umbra
Well,
did.
if
Umbra would have said that.
Umbra would have said that, yeah.
Okay, so Jack didn't. I assume Jack was the one who said that. Okay.
No, he's
misunderstood.
happily actually eating, but he's not eating anything too big, if that makes sense. He's having just a light breakfast of nutritious stuff, like something like porridge or something.
Okay, very good. Very well, very well. Lily, or everyone around, you notice that Lily has a beautiful tiara on her head. And it seems to be a different color gemstone every time you look at it. Like a rainbow.
Lisa actually would give a very, very small, shy smile.
Actually, Lisa isn't here yet. It's still in the dorms.
It's just you guys here.
She certainly will note that later. Let's first stick with you guys. You know what Waki
I guess we just
No.
blink a couple of times and just look at it like,
Waki looks up at you, then looks back down to his food, and he blushes slightly. But he apparently doesn't have the courage to say anything to you right now.
Aw. I'm looking very happy. I have a nice pink hair.
Ah, that's cool. Like cotton candy pink?
Yes. Might as well be as obnoxious as possible.
The school day passes by relatively quickly, with everyone being excited about trying out their hero powers in a sports competition. Let's see. Keith apparently doesn't feel so well today. He might join later, he says, as he goes to the doctor and gets himself written sick.
Yeah, that would be
A
Umbra.
sick note.
Oh dear.
Okay.
oh dear, bunch of homeworks for him.
Yeah, Umbra, how do you handle this? He clearly looks unhealthy. He probably caught something since it's a lot of new people together.
To just sigh, give him some medication before basically just pushing him onto the bed, and the infirmary is saying, yeah, if you can move your finger, I will know. I will know. So stay there and you'll rest, okay?
He lays there accepting his fate, as grim as it may be.
Yes.
It's not that bad.
Absolutely not. But you know a kid.
Coming from Umbra, that's actually extremely gentle.
I expected worse, indeed. Halfway through the day, let's actually jump over to the class now. You know what? Yeah, since we're jumping over to the class, Lisa would notice that you are wearing a tiara, Lily, and she's coming over during a break and says, "Hey, that's a pretty tiara you have there.
I know! It's beautiful!
Where did you get that?"
I found it outside my room in a present. It was amazing.
Holly actually sort of tilts her head. She seems to have been listening to you, and she then says, "It sounds like you have, what's the word? A Romeo type after you."
A what?
Admirer?
That's the one.
Oh, I know who did it. I know who did it. Oh, Celia, at least, probably.
How do you react to that,
Maximilian.
really?
A what?
How do you react to you being called out of having an admirer?
No, I'm sure someone will try and be nice.
Lobo walks over to you, Freya, during the break and asks you, "Did someone gift you anything?"
Freya says, "It's probably a trap. I'm waiting for Lily's head to explode. I hope not. She's very cute."
Lobo jumps up at your desk, Lily. And he starts sniffing on your head. He says, "Hold still a moment. I'm going to sniff out if there's any explosives on that headband."
I thought,
okay.
One of the guys has one out. Well,
Can I pet you while you do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
He hesitates
Okay.
for a moment, for gladly saying yes, starts waggling his tail. Freya, how does this fur feel? I think I've asked this before, but do tell us again.
There should be.
It's very soft and puffy. He keeps it well groomed.
Oh, I've had the puppy.
The pupper.
Yes.
I can't smell anything out of the ordinary. But he turns around and looks at Maximilian Pomwell. Though I do smell someone had his fingers on it.
I knew it.
Oh.
Maximilian just leans in his chair, very well aware of the gift, and he says, "Well, I felt like it would suit the madam." He gives a wink.
Oh, really? You gave this to me?
Yeah.
So nice.
I mean, I heard you talking about it, and I thought, yes, why not?
So nice of you. Thank you.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask, since it's break and I'm kind of in the center of attention right now, I was wanting to hold a barbecue for the class. You know, to get to know each other outside of the classroom. Who'd want to attend?
Is it all you can eat?
He would lean over and ask Lobo, how much does he eat?
Oops.
When he starts eating and then stops when it's time to stop. You know, time to go, I mean. Until then, there's no pause. Maximilian stretches his chin and says, "Well, then perhaps we should find out if he has a limit."
Maybe we should sign him up to one of those eating competitions, you know?
Yes.
Where people like eat like 20 hot dogs, 100 hot dogs or something. Who could eat the fastest?
Yeah, we should have an eating competition. Chico bulks as she puts both her arms in the air. She has no
It's
problem
just-
being the loudest.
Hayes just looks at her and just shrugs.
I'm totally up for a barbecue party. I love the smell of grilled flesh. I mean, meat.
Who said that?
Chico.
She.
Yes.
Suspicious.
That was a beautiful mistake of her. Wonderful.
Yes.
I'm going to say that happened in character, not to me at all. It's much more fun that way.
Yes.
Hayes just puffs out a small black cloud from the side of his jaw. Just
What about the rest of you? He looks around the class.
Chuck would be up for it. He's like, totally! Barbecues are great!
What is this barbecue?
Oh, it's basically
Food.
people.
Plenty
it's
of food.
It's maybe a bonfire.
I think
I
if
know.
you took a smartphone-like thing, just Googled Barbie. You just got the images of dolls.
No. It's barbecue. CC. Like that. It's super fun.
Oh! Yes, I'm sure that's really awesome.
Jack gives you a beautiful smile.
How would you get to my place, though? It's a bit outside of, well, on the edge of town, and it's a big town.
Subway?
I could have arranged to have you picked up and driven over to me. That would probably be the most direct way.
Well, I fly, but
Oh, you can. Yeah, you can fly. Could you bring people along with your flying bike? I don't know how many people fit on that.
only one safely, really.
Okay, so that's just half an option. Very well. It seems
I could ask Dad to come get at least some of us. He has a car.
Of course, you're my guest, so I would make sure you all have the most comfortable way to me as well. Ooh, this is exciting. Waki and Spectral both agree to be there. Holly seems hesitant.
Lisa hasn't said anything at all.
What about Devin and Keith? Let's assume they're gonna be there. I don't think they're the types who would turn that down.
It's a barbecue.
What about Jennifer?
Who doesn't like barbecue?
Yeah.
She would show up after she fixes all of her homework and whatnot.
Let's do it on the weekend. How about Saturday?
He just nods. Okay.
Since Lisa is still, unsure, Maximilian actually comes over and smiles over at her, sort of kneeling down to her height and say, "So what about you, fair maiden?"
Jade just blushes absolutely horrifically. It's like one of those super blushes, when people are like, ah, la 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 la.
Basically,
Full
he got
redhead.
the fainting near.
Yes,
Naruto.
exactly. Just like Hinata. And then she's like, well, I guess I could come.
It wouldn't be the same without you.
She blushes so badly that she basically can't even see straight anymore. She's like,
The blush gets so big it just obscures her face. Beautiful. Alright. Yeah. The midday lunchtime comes, and with that, after lunch, you've got to move over to the sports ground. Unless there's anything you want to do with any of the characters here at the moment.
I was just gonna mention quickly that Freya did not seem like she was going to. She stayed very quiet, but not in a shy way, just a no kind of way.
That's a shame. Lobo sounded quite excited, or did he? What would Lobo think about barbecue?
Oh, he'd love a barbecue.
Okay. I figured as much. He seems to be the excited type. Let's see, let's move us over to
there
the
wasn't
sports field.
enough food, Hayes would try and find more food first.
You know what? For lunch, you're gonna get an extra big portion. This time around,
extra big portions?
Sure, 2 extra big portions. They probably want you from rummaging around the city again.
Oops.
Umbra, what do you say? Would they all get sort of a sports outfit that they could wear?
Sure. Or they can bring their own, but there is a uniform available for it.
And how does that one look?
I would just assume something general Japanese type of thing.
What colors?
You've seen
Umbra?
enough
What colors?
anime. Figure it out yourself.
Okay, let's roll for the color. Umbra, roll me a 1d20. And Chaos,
So
you roll me a 1d20
general
as
anime
well.
is so the shortest skirts imaginable, or
Well, not for a school, like, workout uniform. Probably
And
And usually
shorts.
it's actually like
yeah, no, it's mostly hot pants, but still.
What was I
Hooray
supposed
for
to
hot
roll?
pants. A 1d20. And Freya, you roll me a 1d10. Let's see here. Alright. Okay, so the sports uniform are a red-orange, kind of like the sunset, with gray stripes. And they got an eagle on the back. There we go.
could have been worse.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, you wouldn't quite caught me even dead in something like that in real life, but you know.
Well, you're at least easy to spot in case you get lost on the obstacle course that Umbra has prepared.
Indeed.
You'll need some alarm collar to get yourself in there. Alright, Umbra, do you have any starting words for that? Since everybody is sort of slowly pendling in after having changed into their sports uniform.
Yeah, she would actually just look at all of them. And then she just looks at them all clearly disappointed. It's like, well, aren't you all a sorry bunch? Oh well, we'll quickly whip you into shape.
Here we have a better picture for a sports uniform that's common in anime.
Hmm.
We're heroes, we're not supposed to be unfit after all.
Is the uniform mandatory? I mean, if you want to bring your own, then you could wear your own.
Because currently Freya's just wearing her own clothing.
You know what? You could probably do that. If it's not hindering you actively and you think that's better for you, Spectral certainly isn't going to wear any outfit over what she is, you know, because all the feathers would just obstruct her. Now, Umbra, just out of curiosity how you want to handle this, since Holly is blind, would you still chase her through the obstacle course?
She hasn't had to, like, so far she hasn't had any trouble whatsoever walking around.
Yeah, that's strange, isn't it?
So why should Umber care?
Okay, very well. Then she
Either
too
you
would
perform
wear
or you
it.
perform. These are your two choices. Enjoy.
Yeah. Okay. Would Lobo be wearing like a little mascot uniform in the same color
Like
scheme?
Bud, like Airbud.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my god, I would find that
That would be
epic.
hilarious. Let's do that, huh?
Lily has the school uniform because she is fitting in.
Yeah, indeed. That's good.
Yeah, but Lily looks good in everything.
Yes.
Yeah, the only one who still stands out is Chico McQuartle, because she does wear the school uniform, but unlike everyone else, she doesn't wear shoes. She goes barefoot.
Of course she does.
Chaos doesn't really have shoes on either.
Yeah, it doesn't really have shoes that fit you, right? With your
Yeah, but
strange
you're half
crudely
lizard.
formed food. But I mean,
Yeah.
okay. I just gotta laugh because I'm imagining Maximilian just posing in his outfit.
Probably.
Winking at the ladies.
Yes, the ladies who are more distracted by Devon, who totally is not interested in doing anything besides just standing there attentively. Not noticing the attraction that he creates around himself.
Nor does Lily.
Indeed. I imagine like Walkie standing a few feet behind Lily. Just the camera slowly pans and he's behind her. Oh, Waki. Alright then, this is where Umbra steps onto the plan to get some order into this bunch. Enough standing around for them.
Yeah, let's start with a lovely little warm-up, I think.
Right, everybody, you see in the background this running course. How many laps should they do for warm-up?
Let's try 10 first.
Okay.
A couple of kilometers is just perfect, isn't it? When I was their age, I could fucking run that track like 50 times anyway. On the other hand, she does have superhuman physique, so...
Waki is gasping. 10 laps? Are we gonna take all class for that?
Of course not, you're gonna run it quite fast. It shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes.
10 minutes. I think you would have some sort of whistle that you can blow into to get them to start.
Yeah, definitely. She also has... Yeah, she has a whistle which she blows into. But she also has, like a soft gun. Like, what do you know?
Oh yeah,
Airsoft
one of
guns?
those that you can just poo into the
What time
air.
you all want to eat?
Yeah, no, I don't think.
What? What time you all want to eat? Whatever.
And let's see.
So basically, she would have one of those airsoft guns. Obviously, they are not really that harmful because she's not
Uh-huh.
aiming to their eyes or anything, and
She
she has
won't-
a very good aim.
Where do you
Oh,
want
nice.
to shoot that? At their backs?
Well, that's why they have like arses, don't they?
Yes.
You don't run
Okay.
fast enough, you're going to get fucking shot at.
Okay.
How
Now,
rude.
I don't know if you can actually adjust your character label here. I don't think so. It's generic to them. That's fine. On a scale of 1 to 10, how fast do you think your character is on this track? With 10 being the fastest and 1 being the slowest.
Is the uniform? Was the uniform mandatory, or was that answer?
If you
wasn't.
want-
It's not.
If you want to wear your own things, then you can. Or if you wear nothing,
Okay.
I guess. Something that
Okay.
fits you and suits you.
Layla is a princess who's used to having machines do everything, so I think she's a... I mean, she's not... She's fit still, so I mean... 4?
Okay, let me get you... Actually draw something here. Boop. This is 1 and this is 10. Yep. Yep. So you would say Lily is somewhere around here. I don't know, 4 is more like there. 4 is more like there. Alright.
You just put in a 5 just to the middle so that you know yourself.
Ooh, there's a rough middle. Boop.
Yes.
Alright. Lily is running off. Are you wearing your crown during this? Or I mean your tiara?
Of course I am, why wouldn't I?
Alright. I know that Wacky is one of the more slower. He's a very hefty boy and he's probably the one tailing in the back. Surprisingly enough,
Lisa would be just a 2, so she would be quite there as well because she wants to pace herself.
yeah, Spectral isn't the fastest either. She seems to be floating as much as you can tell over the ground. What about Lobo?
He's a 10.
Okay,
Sure,
Lobo
of
gives
course
us...
he's 10.
He's a dog.
Alright, he's fast.
Yeah,
he's fast.
enough said. Enough said.
With
Yes.
5 being the average, very well trained. With 5 being like the well trained human who's able to run normally. And
Jack
10
would
is
be
definitely
somewhere
superior
around 8. He's not adverse to Umber's training methods.
Yeah. Alright.
It's a good thing he's an elemental, this paces right through.
You see that Devon is actually keeping pace with you at the race. Seems like he's got enough physical strength in him and not just relying on his ice power. You figure, you see a bit of like how when air sort of cools down and leaves like water on him, he seems to be cooling himself as he's running to keep himself not getting too hot.
It's a good idea. Jack doesn't have to because, elemental. But
Holly would probably also
They're
be
both elemental.
at the back end of the whole thing. What about Freya? He's
should
probably
be a
average
7.
5. Alright. I know that Chico McQuaddle, when the Umbra just blows the whistle, you can see her legs, blue lines sort of running down there, and then she just dashes off, leaving like a smoke cloud behind her. And she's definitely on a 10 level as well. Lobo hot in pursuit. What about Chaos?
I think Chaos would be 9 actually, due to his physique.
Are you trying hard or are you taking it easy with being a 9?
He's neither trying nor not trying, he's just running.
Alright, okay. Maximilian isn't the fastest either, he's somewhere in this field of normal people. And
I think Jennifer would be a 5 or 4.
yeah, she's keeping up. It seems like we have like these 3 fields that we can make out. I imagine it would be something like that.
people, the normal people, and the superhuman.
Yeah, the not so fit, the normal people, and the superhuman. What about Rosa?
I think Rosa would strangely enough be at a 6, mostly because she's making it a lot easier for herself.
All right, yeah,
Using gravity.
She's basically running like she's not running on the moon, or even less than that. So yeah.
All right. Now, Umbra, you were talking about using that airsoft gun, to speed up the last bunch.
Indeed. And I know from experience, it actually quite hurts.
Wow.
I don't get
yeah.
bruises from them for some weird reason, but I don't usually get hit either.
There's a house exploding in the background. It's fine.
No, that's just a fire alarm. But yeah.
It's fine. You're just burning in. It's fine.
No. What she would do probably is, because she's so fucking tired of people being so lazy, she'll leave the front alone. So everything from around, I'll just draw it here. So she'll leave everything after here alone, for now. They're keeping pace in what she wants, you know? So, you know, that this is alright still in her books. I mean, sure, it could be improved upon. It always can. But for now, she's not going to focus on them because they don't need that much encouragement, or perhaps they're already fearful of him. That's something to think about.
You imagine your prodigy, certainly is.
Normally.
Mm. So, instead she focuses on this group here, for now. And you know, you're going to get your arses handed to you, pretty much. I wonder, would it have any effect, though?
Yes, everyone in that backfield would... I mean, since they're all NPCs, what do you want to have happen narratively to them? What do you want them to change?
Well, she would basically, Umbra would of course shout, like, and her voice is very, very strong, as it is. She shouts and just shoots fucking straight out, like 3 hits on each of them, and just says, "Run, you maggots! Think about if it was an enemy you're running from. You'd be dead!"
Alright. I think... How would... Since she's the only NPC that someone else has created, how would Lisa react to being shot at? Would that speed her up at all?
Yeah, it would, because she's actually a very fearful person in general. It would definitely speed her up. But it won't make her
Survival
exhausted
instincts
again.
kicking in.
Yes, exactly. So she would actually head somewhere towards the 4 area. Clearly she can run when she wants to.
Alright, the others are speeding up as well. The only problem that you have is that Wacky seems to be getting out of breath after the 5th lap. He is actually slowing down even more now. To the point of just walking while holding his sides.
The stamina is never going to grow. How the heck are you supposed to be some kind of ninja wannabe if you can't even run a measly warm-up? Up you go, and he'd get shot again.
He yelps and tries
Don't make
harder.
me use my shadows. You will not like what you will find.
Yeah, while this is going on, something that none of you is noticing is that it's a relatively open area, and in the bushes some ways away, there's a trio sitting there with binoculars, looking at the group of heroes training.
Hi, Tanya.
Tanya Daugershot.
Yes,
Or
Tanya the
Tanya.
evil. She and Umbra has a scary amount of stuff in common.
I wouldn't know about that, but they seem to be, look, as the audience get a binocular view, we see them focusing on you, Lily. And one of the men next to her says, "See, I think that's her. I can definitely confirm that," the other one to her right says. "Alright, so that now it's just a matter of following her," the woman says. "Professor Diploma will be happy to know we've caught her."
What could possibly go wrong?
First of all, Umbra has given every single student a piece of her shadow. Just because she's a cruel motherfucker doesn't mean that she wants them to die.
Yeah.
You know? It's part of her duty as a teacher and as their medical officer to actually have some relative caring parts to her.
And the man to her right
Okay.
corrects the one on the left and says, "Professor Dr. Diploma. We have to get it right or she gets angry."
Silliness.
What?
Yes. I can't name my villains silly names. Alright. Chico McQuarl is the first one who just bursts over the finish line after the 10th lap. Probably running over some people 3 or 4 times, especially ones beyond the 5 mark. This is growing exponentially from 5 to 10, I would almost say. And she's still glowing in a slight blue hue as she catches her breath.
Umbra actually looks at her, slightly impressed. Well done. And then she says to the others, "Now this is what I'm expecting you guys to be able to do."
Yeah,
Stop slacking
I'm
off.
the best. She
But she-
does a wide smile that is slightly unhuman in the width that it goes to, so it passes over into
think,
Uncanny Valley.
Lately probably said if he hadn't cut my hair, then maybe I would have done better.
Slowly,
Perhaps
everyone
you should actually
trickles
run
in.
faster unless you want me to cut the rest of it off. Every time you're slower, I'm gonna snip it a half. I'm
No!
gonna snip in 2 centimeters. Then run!
Does that speed Lily up at all in terms of her 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 rating?
Yes! She gets at least to 5. She's going to be freaking
So you
exhausted.
get an actually approving nod from Umbra, and no longer getting shot at least. It's always nice.
Nice.
Lobo passes over the finish line, bouncing on all fours, like he's excited. This is my style of class. I don't need opposable sums for this. Hey Us, how do you feel after your warm-up? 10 rounds? 400 meters per round?
He looks unaffected. It just looks like he just ran 100 meters, that's it, nothing more, like just regular run speed.
Yeah, Devin and Jack. Now I'm gonna make you roll, Jack. You've been keeping head-to-head with Devin, but at the finishing lap, he suddenly starts to pull on and pulls ahead of you. Are you gonna let that happen?
Of course not.
Seems like he's been using a bit of a strategy and saved some of his energy for the final sprint.
So has Jack. But that's roll.
What would you roll for this? You could argue that it is unleashing a power because you overcome an obstacle, which is coming in ahead of him, or you could directly engage him as in I guess it's not directly him. Unleash your powers.
Could always both just roll a 1d20 and the one that rolls highest comes first.
I also want to know how exactly you unleash your powers to get ahead, because running normally.
Well, first of all, he has the only thing that he shares with Umbra is the superhuman quality. And the
Okay.
fact is that he's an elemental, as is she. Do you honestly think that when you're an elemental, your muscles get tired? Does the wind fucking get tired?
Yes.
Yes, I guess it slows down every now and then.
Yeah, sure, but now it's not the time.
Okay, now is not the time to use that.
So basically, when you can control air, who says it can't push you?
All right, so you use the.
Bit of
That's
subtle
what I was looking
manipulation.
for.
That you can do. I can absolutely buy.
Now you.
A bit of subtle manipulation, and the wind just rushes from behind him, makes him go a lot faster.
You pull past Devon Ice, and you know what? That's your fire alarm again.
Yes.
Umbro's apartment is burning down.
That's just them
Is
making
Mike
food.
cooking again?
Mike is
Mike
cooking, yes.
cooking again?
Mike's dead, yeah, he is.
That'll be fine. Seems like oversensitive. Alright, so you pull ahead.
It is super
However,
sensitive.
you're gonna have to mark me a condition and explain me why, because you only rolled a 7 to 9.
He's gonna become guilty because he honestly feels like he's cheated a bit now. Even though Umbra never said that they can't use their powers, and most of them have in fact used their powers if it's something that, is useful.
Yeah, like Chico definitely used her powers.
Yeah. But he feels a bit guilty because before it is, other than something that comes utterly naturally, so for example, he can just run. He has the stamina for it because of his superhuman body, so that's fine enough. It's not something he can turn off. You know?
Yes. Yeah.
So that was fine, but now that because he used his powers, he feels that he's cheated. And that's why he's guilty.
Okay. Now, Freya, looking at you run, after the 5th lap, you realize that you could go faster if only you ran on all 4s, propelling yourself forward that way. But it would make you look rather animalistic. Is that something you'd want, or is that something you'd resist?
She thinks it's a warm-up right now. So...
Just because it's a warm-up doesn't mean that you don't have to give your fucking all.
Umbra is yelling from the
in her
background
mind,
somewhere.
she's thinking that there's gonna be tougher stuff coming up next. So she is gonna generally save her strength. So
All right.
her 7 it's a solid 7, and she's okay with that.
I think because you're not using your powers that way, reduce your freak and upgrade your mundane. Unless you want to resist that, as in what's it called? Again, reject the influence that Umbra's having on you.
Nah.
Or just in general. It seems like something that would
accepts
happen.
everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily someone using influence on you, it's just me interpreting your decision here. Alright. Let's say, Lily, you're actually speeding up, but on the 9th round, you really feel you stumble and you're about to fall.
Ugh.
What could happen?
Can the rest of us save her?
Yeah, who could jump in and, not keep her from falling?
Jack? Umbra?
I could.
Ice Guy?
I'm not very good at saving. Chaos isn't.
Now, keep in mind, this is the 9th lap, so everyone who's 7 and above probably already has passed onto the finish line and is now watching the others, while there's still people on the track. But if you want Jack, you can save her.
Sure.
Which
I'll
would-
use a bit of my wind powers to make her kind of stabilized again, or at least I'll try.
Yeah,
See
roll
if
to
I-
defend
I'm not
her
sure
from,
if I can.
from the hard ground. Roll savior.
Yes.
Nice.
9, okay.
And you would actually she would probably feel the wind at her back, and like Jack's voice is saying, "Don't worry, I've got you."
Aw. Thank you.
Alright, you save her. However, this escalates the situation because as you kind of catch her, the backfield here barrels into her. Well, well, I'm just gonna move this a bit since I can't separate it. They're all barreling into Lily, and it's turning into a huge clusterfuck. Also,
Welp.
because you saved her, you could do the following things. Let me actually get the turn order here. You're currently not in any engagement, but at the beginning of the session I add one. And you could either add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition.
Well, clear my condition, damn it.
Yeah, alright.
Of course, she's no longer guilty because now he fucking saved someone. Actually,
Yeah.
that would have actually helped anyway, to be honest. But yeah.
Okay, so there's a huge pile of people that is just piled up on top of each other. Umbra, how do you react? And I mean Umbra.
Umbra would actually... She uses the shadows and teleports all of those who barreled into Lisa, I believe.
Lily.
Lily, yeah.
But Lisa is tangled in there.
She basically teleports them all to the start of the track and says, well, because of that idiocy, you get 5 laps more. Chop chop.
I'm not coming in last! You hear Wacky yell in the background.
And of course, Lily would be perfectly fine to continue because Jack protected her. So it's all fine.
Yeah,
Aw.
I think so. A few minutes later, well, just a few, the rest of the people who had to redo their laps are gonna come in. This makes an interesting unbalance because everyone in the top field had some time to rest, while everybody in the back is still clearly exhausted, and I would ask all the player characters back there to take a powerful blow. Actually, Keith is not here because he's sick. Just still had his image.
So who would be there? Who are the player characters anyway?
I guess
There's no one
Lily
else
is
but
the
Lily.
only one. I guess, and she didn't have to. So you know what?
Yeah, she didn't have to do the extra laps.
Right, I just saw Keith, and then Lily. All right, so these 6 are actually very exhausted and clearly visible. So it's kind of hard to tell with Spectral, all things considered. But what is up next? Since this was just the warm-up after all. Haha.
Well, that's up to you to decide what you want to do.
Alright. Next
I heard
up.
you had a nice plan. I'm happy to be the person torturing them.
Very well, very well. And I'm gonna introduce your method of doing so in a moment. Umbra speaks up. Very well, now that everybody is warmed up, we're gonna go into an obstacle course that has been designed so that you are gonna have at least one obstacle in your way that you're gonna be good at. However, that means there's gonna be 4 obstacles that are gonna pose a challenge to you if you're not on the top of the list here. She looks over to, the top field. That means I'm expecting the top fields to help our backfield and vice versa. This is a team effort. You're gonna get points for how helpful you are at working as a team, as a class, and you're gonna get minus points for leaving people behind. Of course, there's gonna be an additional threat. Let's see here. And that threat is me. And she swirls over into the shadows.
Oh god, why?
Umbra.
Yes, Umbra.
Well, that's just unfair.
So have
Yeah,
fun.
I can teleport you to the sky, for example. Like, you just fall.
The first obstacle is a huge, let's see, a huge obstacle course with, ground wires and these, tires that you're supposed to step into and not in like a rhythm and not fall over. And a climbing wall at least 5 meters high, because you're heroes. Deal with it.
Exactly. Oh.
And then in the 5 meters height, you have these, when you have them hanging in the air, these gripping things that you grip into to move yourself forward, one by one grip by another.
Huh.
Yeah, there's ropes that you're gonna have to climb over a huge water pool.
Lovely.
Yeah, lovely. All right, everyone, no further delay. Go! And she blows her whistle. I'll leave that up to you what you do to hinder them, Umbra. I'm gonna go first with the NPCs here. Let's say Hayas, since you are probably the fittest around here from the player character point of view. What would you do?
Okay. He just get going, then just okay.
Alright. Now, let's see here. I'm gonna say that Maximilian and Waki are definitely gonna try to immediately get themselves going as well. First, you're gonna have to get down on all fours, through a sand pit where the wires are up above you. How is Jennifer gonna deal with the wires and the sand pit?
Let's just see. They were allowed to use their powers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She'll basically create a field around and just cut the wires away so that she can just walk. She
You'll
can
find
just
they're
crawl.
not ordinary wires.
Yeah,
Course they're not.
Umbra can make this hard for you whatever way she chooses.
Okay.
So, She
Because
tries
she's
to
a
cut the
sadist.
wires and finds out that actually her powers doesn't work really well. You can see the lines that she's cutting in the sand behind the wire.
Absolutely, but the wire does nothing. It's just like, it's almost like it's a shadow. I think that's just interesting. Reinforced by Umbra's own power. You cannot cut something that's stronger than you are.
Then she'll remove the sand and basically make sure she can more easily crawl.
How
Yeah.
does she remove the sand with her power, though? Is she sort of digging?
Spherical field. She can just shove it out of the way.
All
Do
right.
you remember how I described the field with
Okay.
since I gave you the link with the
Yeah. Sure.
Sure.
So Hayos is starting.
I know
digging
the
off.
power because
Those
it's one of my
two
favorite characters, so it's fine.
are
I know
off
it
as
at least.
Well. Who is following in Jennifer's footsteps? Since she's creating like a bit of a deeper pit, so you don't have to crawl all the way pressed against the sand.
Probably Jack, because he has the power of the wind, so it makes it easier.
All right.
Because he can also push things aside. He also tried to actually cut the wires, but nothing happened.
Yeah, with the wind it would be even harder, since wind is not specifically made to cut wires.
Nope, but it can.
Yeah, if it's precise enough, but that's beyond his powers. You hear a loud dive bomb coming from behind, and you feel yourself gripped, Lily. As Chicomequadle grips Lily in one arm, Spectral in one arm, and just jumps and belly slides through the sand like a huge sandworm.
Right.
What are you gonna do about that, Lily? You're suddenly completely covered in the sand, and you're still moving forward.
Try to hold on for dear life.
All right, mark me afraid.
That makes sense, yes.
Lobo is
I'm
actually...
only -4 for directly engaging now, it's fine.
Oh, you better not directly engage him. Lobo actually has it really easy, since he's a tiny dog. He's just running past you all. That leaves behind Devin, Lisa, Rosa, and Freya.
Well, I know what Rosa was trying to do.
Let's first see what Freya does, since you already know about Rosa.
She's just trying to kind of take advantage of the sand being shifted a little, because she's very big
Oh yeah.
compared to everyone else.
So you're gonna have to follow
So
after
this was made in
Jennifer.
mind with the teenagers in mind, and she's a grown woman.
True.
So she kind of is gonna use them and then hope to pull forward after that.
I think it would work because it's White has already made this thread, and then Jack actually widened it as well.
I think the people having the biggest problems right now are Waki and Maximilian, since they have to, crawl manually and haven't waited for anybody to create an opportunity. Lisa, how is she gonna do here? Or what is she gonna try and do, if anything?
She'll just take advantage of the fact that there already is a ready-made path made and just does it quite carefully.
Okay, so she's following the leader here as well.
Yes, definitely.
Rosa?
She's not a leading type, and her powers are absolutely useless in here.
She could explode the sand, make a huge crater, but that's not gonna help anybody else in the sand pit at the moment. No. Rosa, you had an idea, but you see Maximilian and Waki struggle. You get bonus points for helping them. Could that be included in your approach?
Let's see. They're already trying to get past the wires, aren't they?
How is she doing that?
Wait, are they already trying to get past?
Yes, they're kind of stuck in the beginning though, going slower than anybody else.
Because her first attempt would basically just be to she would, before they appear, will try to do that, she would have tried to increase the gravity to basically cause the wires to collapse in on themselves, to just get pushed into the ground.
Okay, Umbra, are you gonna let that happen? The test is after all to get under the wires, right?
Exactly. Sorry, but it's not gonna work. So you can try and increase the gravity, but you can't really do that.
Okay, then she's going
both
to
immaterial and not.
Okay, then she's going to use the gravity on the ground, under the wires.
As you're compressing the sand.
Yeah, basically compressing it downwards and pushing it to the side. To get
You're widening the path even further. What Jack and someone made.
So it's making it even a lot easier to get through.
All right. Devin thinks for a moment, and then he decides to help these guys. He slides, makes a thin layer of ice over the sand, and belly slides like a penguin, grabbing those two, and with pedaling feet, they're sliding under the, over the ice layer that's going through the sand to make it through there like penguins. That's interesting. All right. Let's see. I think since Pios and Lobo are I think Lobo would be the first one out. And Lobo, you find yourself in front of closed doors. Completely closed. And there is some what looks like weightlifting gear there that is connected to a mechanism, and he figures that out quickly since he's a smart dog, to open the doors. So someone would have to lift these heavy weights to open the doors. He sees Chaos not too far away.
Yeah, he's gonna kinda paw at the weight and try and get Chaos to he'll paw at it, then he'll point upwards, like, lift it up.
Chaos, do you understand that? What needs to be done here?
He just looks at the way, he just grabs it and just hoists it up.
You find that they're much, much heavier than you'd expect, and you'd have to unleash your powers to even move them up. The higher you lift them, the harder it becomes.
Clearly, there's something of an Umbra's power here going on.
Or just special weighted gear. Nice, full hit. You have to repeat that process several times, but you do it fast enough so that the door opens for you. However, Umbra, you're not just gonna let everybody else walk through the one open door, right?
Of course not. The moment he's through, it's gonna just slam closed. Boom.
Lobo and Chaos make it through, though.
Yes, of course they do.
The next people who are gonna bursting out of the ground like a June sandworm is Chicomequatl holding Spectral and Lily. Sand drizzling down from all over you, including your hair. It's gonna take hours to wash the sand out, you already know. So, to your surprise, you note that Chicomequatl, with her hair all the way down to her hips, doesn't seem to mind all the sand in her hair.
But she's weird, though.
Indeed. Blue and orange as a combination. What does she want to tell you with that? Ugh.
Yeah, indeed.
It's so contrasting.
Mm-hmm. Not as contrasting as someone else who's clearly having some kind of issues, but yeah.
You
Jennifer?
find that weightlifting equipment in front of the closed doors.
Well, I could get through here, but that no one else could get through here.
Just gonna draw a door here.
I just look at that. Is anyone strong enough to?
You say strong enough? Of course I'm strong enough. She gives a wide grin, one eye looking at the door, the other eye looking at you, and then from the door the eye looks down to the weightlifting equipment. Meanwhile, Spectral just floats through the door. At least she tries. Umbra, do you want to prevent that?
No, I won't. But he won't find him. You can absolutely, you can float from the door. You'll just only come through back way. It's like a fucking one-way portal. You go through only to come back.
Most peculiar.
I assume that this contraption is very standard mechanical, not very computery or
very mechanical.
Or...
Yeah, it's like a usual gym equipment.
Ugh. Barbarians, primitives. I can't alien tech that, or can I?
You could alien tech that to do something that you wanted to do, which was like automatically open the door.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a one-time use for it. You kind of re-rigged the mechanical rhythm.
Yes, I think I will actually try to do that.
Would that be a move?
Yeah, it's alien tech is a move.
Alright, use that move.
Yeah, I'm basically just taking out random bits and bobs from my belt, just attaching things everywhere. It looks very haphazard, and well, you're not entirely sure what it's going to do, if it's going to explode or if it's actually going to open.
Oh, we'll see soon, won't we?
Indeed.
Roll for it.
Didn't it? Oh, there it is.
This primitive technology is no match for your alien wit.
Nope.
You will actually find that the door will open for you three.
Yeah.
Also, I also roll a 10+, which means it works exceptionally well.
Yeah, it just rattles open like a drawbridge that's been opened. Just verb.
Yep.
And you free can run through. Chicomequatl just gives it like a shrug. I could have done that.
Of course you could.
The next people passing towards the closed door, need to get them separately here, is the Jennifer centipede.
Jennifer centipede.
Yes, all the people who have gotten through there. Now, I'm wondering, is anybody here particularly strong to lift these?
Indeed.
Well, I can't lift it physically, Check says, but I can certainly lift it with the winds.
I want you to
Can you,
try,
though?
but I want Umbra to hinder him.
Oh well, of course you would. Of course you would.
So roll with a
The moment
minus...
you-
Tell me how Umbra hinders him, and then Jack is gonna roll with a -2.
It would just be like massively fucking difficult. It's like the winds just don't get a hold of it. It's like it's almost like things go through with it, and it's really hard to keep like the air pressure going.
Does the weights turn black, as in shadowy?
Of course.
Alright, now roll, Jack.
So it's unleashing my powers, yeah?
Yes.
With a -2 penalty, yeah.
Yes.
Still works!
Alright. However, the effect is unstable and temporarily. It works. And one other person that is an NPC manages to slip through with you, Jack, before the door closes again.
Okay.
Take one person with you, your choice. That is an NPC, not Freya, since she knows how to get through this, and I want to give her the chance to go for it as well.
So what? It has to be an NPC, yeah?
Yeah, one of the friends.
I'll take the... I don't even know their names, for fuck's sake.
This is Rosa.
It's
And
almost.
this
It's
one's
always.
Jennifer.
It's only women.
I'll take Rosa.
Alright, Rosa slips through with
The
you.
one who had the easiest time to deal with this.
Yeah, she could have just reduced the gravity of the block.
Oh look, it weighs like a grain of sand.
Yeah. Well, this leaves Freya, Lisa, and Jennifer. Lisa looks as distraught and incapable of dealing with this as usual, I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
Oh dear, poor Lisa. She's gotta have...
Technically, she
she's-
could actually blow the door open. It wouldn't even be an issue.
Yeah, but she
That's
doesn't
the
know
funny
that she
thing.
can, and she's too afraid to try, right? That's so character
Well, she's just
arc
too
for-
afraid to try. It's not that she doesn't understand it. It's more a case like she's far too afraid of her powers. It's just so...
Freya, you had an idea, though.
It's time for physics. What physics?
Oh, snap! Awesome.
Hot physics, indeed.
Physics does not exist.
You can barrel through an insurmountable barrier. Roll danger instead of freak. Oh yeah!
Oh yeah.
So what does what physics actually do?
Okay, I'm gonna read the move to you. It's not a long move to read. When you unleash your powers to barrel through an insurmountable barrier, roll danger instead of freak. So basically, she's unleashing her powers in that she is just slamming herself through this door. Like the bull she is.
So that, of course, leaves just Lisa and Jennifer.
Which I would presume... Okay, both people who play them as friends, how does your respective girl react to that? How does Jennifer react?
Jennifer would just go, woohoo! And just go after.
How would Lisa react?
She actually just gasps and like, does he actually leave a path open for us as well?
I mean, the door's just broken. She broke through the door, is what she did. So yes,
Okay.
both of them can proceed. I just wanted to see how they reacted as characters. Since I think both of them could have made it through that door. Jennifer could have cut it apart.
Yeah, Lisa could have actually blown it up.
Yeah. Both of them
The
will
door
have to...
manages to somehow fix itself right behind you.
Yeah. Or
It's super weird.
there's an alternative door that your Umbra yells at you to take. Either way. Those three are reaching here now. Oh dear.
That'd be fun.
Basics of thermodynamics. Oh wait, you don't have fire on your side right now. Cool, so I'm gonna rapidly heat it, see what happens, but they don't have Keith.
But they have Devon, and Devon is certainly not going to let himself get stopped by a door.
Well, no.
he puts his hands on the ground in front of the weight, and then ice crystals seem to grow over it, and then it's getting, more and more ice forms under it as the weight is gonna just pushed up by the force of the forming ice. Like ice tends to do when, it opens up cracks and it has an immense pushing power.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts to lift up the weights, slowly opening the door. Meanwhile, Waki and Maximilian are crawling through it while he's working on it. He leaves the ice just long enough under the barrier to slide through himself.
The ice just randomly disappears and they would hear blood.
Yeah,
Right
the
after.
ice just gets crushed by the massive weight once Devin is no longer focusing on it. Whew. Let's see here. Alright. There is a bit of a general labyrinth that you have to navigate through.
We're actually missing a person. Our blind girl.
Ollie.
Oh, wow. We totally forgot about Holly. Okay, so... Holly comes in last, because she didn't find the tunnel that the others were digging. She's just been rubbing around on the ground in the obstacle course.
Oh, Holly.
And now she's standing in front of that door, dusting off her sport uniform from the sand. She is prodding the door with her stick and sort of, trying to find her bearing. What am I gonna do here?
The fact is, everyone else gets minus points because they left her behind.
Yes, and I'm gonna say player characters.
GM forgot about her!
Player characters, everybody has made it through the door. Now, you are heroes, right? And you notice one is missing. What would heroes do in that situation, huh?
Try to save their friends!
Definitely. Jack completely and utterly agrees.
Who could do that, though?
I could go back there and press the open button again.
Umbra, would
That would
there be
work.
something as simple as an open button on the other side of the door?
Yeah, I mean, the door only opens in one way.
Granted, I wired the open button to the other side.
Well, technically...
I made an open button.
Technically, Jack can take his elemental form. There is air going around. And just slide through.
Anyway, otherwise Rosa is just going to turn around and lower the gravity and then just tell anyone to just lift it up.
That would work.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a pretty hardy thing that, everybody is sort of turning around, opening up the door for Holly, who is looking for the keyhole on the door. She clearly didn't find the waiting equipment yet. And then she
Oh, we're just
gets
together.
left through as well, yeah. And you all together face the next obstacle, which means you can rearrange your groups and people that you take with you. Haha. The next obstacle is a huge moat filled with water, swimming pool, the pool size where you have like a 75 meters or 50 meters. And in the middle of it is a huge wall, at least 10 meters high. Umbra barks from the back that you're supposed to get over there and don't you dare get wet or you get to jump again. Player
Jack
characters.
just looks around.
You
Who
go first.
actually here wouldn't be able to do anything? Actually, that's Lisa. Jack would just do it very easy. He just scoops Lisa up and just flies over. Basic use of these powers.
West and the wall is in the pool.
The wall also extends, downwards, so you can't swim through it. You're supposed to get over it and jump it.
I assume it's something like this.
Oh, one of those.
Something like that.
Yeah, and you're basically over here. What's wrong with this? There we go. You're basically standing over here. You're supposed to get this direction.
And we're not supposed to get wet.
If you fall, I mean, you can get wet, but if you fall into the water deliberately or accidentally, you're gonna have to redo it. You know what? If you manage to get over the wall and land in the water here, well, that's your problem. You can still proceed. If you land in this water down here, then you're gonna have to retry.
Who to help is the question.
Well, Jack already took Lisa over it. It's not a task. It's not even a chore when you can fly.
Do anyone need a lift?
Now that you say it, I could certainly use a lift.
He just shrugs and just motions to his back. Just get up.
I want to ride a dragon too. No, that's my space. As Maximilian tries to push Waki off, they're both trying to fight over your back now. What are you gonna do? It seems like they completely threw you out of balance.
They don't actually have a choice. Umbra will they will fucking have just shadow wrap around them, and soon enough they'll be in the water. Like, ah!
Splash!
Yes.
Chaos, looks like you're not gonna get anybody else over unless you really try.
He just shrugs and just takes a bit of running start. And then just jumps and lands on one, just buries claws in it and just climbs over.
Ah, cool. I didn't think of that. Right, you make it to the top of the wall. You're pretty damn high up, 10 meters? Sure. And from up here, everything looks a bit... wonky.
Thankfully, he's not afraid of heights.
Okay, that's good.
Maybe you should move us so that those who have fast are on the left side already.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm gonna do. Now, here's the question for you, Hyos. How are you gonna get back down? Do you want to get wet? That's probably the safest way, otherwise you might hurt yourself.
He'll just jump and roll. He's durable enough.
Oof, what? There you go. Okay, so you're gonna just land on the land and crunch your legs.
Yeah.
Umbra, you're just gonna let him just land there? Or are you gonna try and hinder him in some way?
He actually managed it well enough that because of the wall, you still have to climb. There was a chance that he might fall or something, but she doesn't actually mind. She actually lets him.
Alright.
Because he's not the first one over. Remember, Jack and Lisa's already there.
That's true.
And they just flew.
Right, Jack and Lisa. Alright. Okay. The wet Maximilian and Wacky are just getting out there. And
But that's still actually on the right side.
Yeah, that's absolutely on the right side. They have to get back to the starting positions, is what I meant to say. And Wacky says, damn, if only I could really want a walker like they can do in Naruto. But they practice on trees first.
Rosa and Jack could have a really easy time to deal with this together, but Jack is on the other side.
That is actually a good
idea.
Hey,
Rosa!
If you actually shout over, Jack will help you.
Hey, yeah. Rosa, Wacky says, could you lower our gravity so that we can actually walk on the water and the walls?
Walk on water? Potentially, yes. Walk on walls, I can do it for myself. I'm not so sure about any others. But I could just lower your gravity and you jump and Jack sends you flying with his wings over.
He's gonna catch us, we're gonna fall to our deaths otherwise.
No!
You will hear Jack shouting, "Don't worry, I'll catch you!"
While everyone is debating, Freya is going to be kind of mimic Chaos.
Can you leave that for?
Layla's basically going to support Rosa at the end. They'll say, like, once everyone's over, Layla's going to take Rosa and activate her anti-gravity belt and jump over with Rosa.
What? Hey, don't leave us behind!
Once everyone else is over. Because Rosa can't lower her own gravity.
Can you move Hayes over? Since he is on the other side now.
Yes, right.
Yeah. So the plan is for Rosa to lower everyone else's gravity so they can jump over and Jack can catch them on the other side.
Jack and Hayos can catch them.
But here's the thing, they need to stay in contact with Rosa, right? And she needs to stay in contact with the ground.
She needs to stay in contact with the ground. They don't necessarily need to stay in contact with
her.
Her. Remember how she acted on the Megazilla, for example?
Okay, yeah, alright.
Hayes continues moving.
Okay, you ready? Jack's voice comes.
Alright.
Rosa is taking a big breath for like, okay, you can do this. This is a pretty big undertaking after all. There's a lot of people involved.
The fact is, half of them get over on them all.
Yeah.
One is a ghost.
Yeah.
One can make
You know what?
ice.
Before you gotta get the people over, we're gonna see something while you're discussing this. You see a bright light flashing, kind of blinding you almost. It's Holly, and she seems to have wings on her back. Pair of large wings that flaps on the ground, kicking off dust, and she raises up into the air. Very angelic in her appearance. Alright. And she actually manages to land down and fall onto the ground. Not as graceful of a
I would assume that
landing.
Hayos and Jack would actually be there waiting for her and catch her at least a bit.
No, only Jack, as Hayos moved on.
Mm.
Okay, you can hold her. She actually, since you hold her, she puts a hand on your face because she's trying to find out who you are. And you're gonna have to ask her one of the questions from the Pierce the Mask.
Just like that.
Yes, that's one of her innate abilities.
So what? She
Um,
gets to ask me something?
Yes,
Like that.
yes. How could I gain influence over you?
She's a manipulator.
Well, by being a good friend and keeping my precious people safe.
Specify those
much.
precious people. For me, as a GM.
Well, for example, Lisa,
Okay.
his father, his roommate nowadays. He likes his class and his team, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Let me just note that down. Because it might matter in the future.
Sure.
And after all, you know, she's a good-hearted person, and this kind of helps her do good. That's her way of being a hero. And perhaps it's a good ability to have if you want to help people. Just know how to help people. Father, Keith, and Pistemia.
Yeah, Lisa.
Yeah, I have her here as well. Top
Oh
priority.
yeah, they're best friends. BFF friend zones forever.
Alright. Yeah, Spectral actually takes Lobo into her embrace. And the two of them float over. She doesn't even use her
Flying
wings.
dog.
She just floats over the wall and floats back down, and letting Lobo loose once she's down on the ground again.
She get a fist bump from Jack. I was like, that looked awesome!
Yes, as much as you can fist bump someone with wings.
Still can't be done.
Yes, you bump her wing. Kind of, in like a fist bumpy gesture, she raises it. She tilts her head at the gesture a little bit. She seems, to humor you more than genuinely return it. Alright, another person who's gonna make it over is Chico McQuartle, of course. And she says, "Who wants a ride? I need the extra points." We do, the two of them say in unison. They quickly do one of those backpacks where Maximilian is on his back and Waki is on Maximilian's back. And she sort of gets into a ready posture, low feet spread wide. And then her feet are still going in. She says, "You better hold on." And then there's like this as she shoots herself up into the air. And everyone else just hears this loud bang, and then sees this trio just flying through the air. Wide over the target.
This would be a good time for Jack, I think, to catch them.
Yes, otherwise they're just gonna fly way out of the park.
You just broke the sound barrier.
There it is.
Haha, you managed to catch them.
He gathers the winds and kind of just makes this spinning motion with his hand, and they get caught in like a miniature tornado.
You can hear the two boys scream.
Before and then the tornado comes back towards him, but it's losing strength. But because it's a circular motion, it actually it helps with the kinetic energy.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're not gonna get like full on stop like.
They're gonna get scattered in 3 directions, just going all over the place.
And then obviously the winds lower them down quite gently, even if in a heap.
They're scattered about, but they made it over there. Alright, now it's time for Lily's plan. And Rosa.
Yeah. Let's give Rosa the credit, and then Lily's just going to get Rosa over. But Rosa's not stuck on that side.
Alright, how is Rosa going about it? Tell me again. So, she lowers people's gravity so they can just walk over the wall.
No, it's mostly that you're going to be so low that they can just remember how you see people jump on the moon, for example.
Yeah, so they can just bounce over.
Very, very easily.
Alright. Yeah, Devon's gonna humor you.
Yeah, and Jack is basically there to just, make sure they don't float into the stratosphere.
Yeah. Okay, Fred does the same thing, with the clawing things. Right, she announced that.
Yeah.
Alright. Freya, you see you're on the top, similar like Chaos was. Are you gonna jump into the water, or are you gonna try and jump on land?
She's feeling a little warm, so she'll take a quick swim. She'll kind of do a nice little swan dive into the water.
How deep is the water?
Deep enough to not hurt anybody, so pretty deep.
Phew. Good.
Yeah, I wouldn't make it so that you hurt yourself there. But there's
Umbra
a huge splash.
Umbra would,
okay. There's a huge splash, and you quickly realize that the water isn't as deep as you thought it was. Roll to take a powerful blow. All courtesy to Umbra.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy.
Oh, that's actually good. You're fine. How are you fine, though? You realize the ground comes right into contact with you.
Yeah, she pulls a Legend of Zelda. And the moment she realizes, oh, that's not deep enough, she was kind of going head first, and she kind of tips her head so her shoulder hits, and she does a roll.
Does she say a lot?
That mitigates damage.
Yep.
Nice, and you mark potential with a miss on powerful blows.
All this potential, I rolled too well.
Yeah. All right.
Yes, that's something to complain about.
How does Rosa get up again and over? Lily was helping.
Lily stays and grabs Rosa, activating her anti-gravity belt, and tries to jump over.
All right, and you just get everybody out of the way.
Yeah, because of
course,
Rosa,
Jack's there to catch you if something goes wrong.
Yes.
Okay, anti-gravity belt. Here we go. Actually, that seems like you're unleashing your powers with one of your gadgets. Is that a move or anything kind?
No, Alien Tech is modifying, so I think it's just unleashing my powers.
Yeah, just unleash your powers.
I can unleash my stunning beauty. No.
You can get 10s on the jury rating because there are people watching you. You remember?
Yes. I can use my freak when in a beauty contest to win. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean you're freakishly beautiful. It's unnatural.
God damn it! Now I miss.
All right. Yeah, the gravity belt lifts you up, but the gravity doesn't get you back down. You start to drift upwards and continue drifting upwards.
Huh. Did I miss?
Rosa starts saying, "Is that supposed to happen? Aren't we going down?"
We should. Did I accidentally overclock this thing?
Well, isn't it funny that you're with someone who can actually increase the gravity?
Yeah, but only when I'm in contact
with
when she's in contact with the ground, which she is not.
Which is the problem.
Can I try and save them?
Does anybody else have an idea? Since Jack already saved a lot of people, I want to give someone else a try if they have an idea.
Yeah, no, but it's in his nature.
All right then, go Jack. If nobody else has.
Come on, someone else. Save them. Save them.
Well, I guess I can. Lily is my love interest, so...
Yeah, you know what? It seems like Lily is in danger right now of drifting off into space. To infinity and beyond.
Reminds me of Harry Potter the second movie.
I mean, that would still be fine because I would just call my bike and say... So we wouldn't float into space, but yeah, it's kind of a... I'm not
Oh,
useful.
so you're calling your bike, huh?
No, I'm not. I could, but I'm not doing that yet. If I'm at any risk of going way too high, then yes. But
Freya, you're gonna have to jump really high, but you could make it still, and hopefully the added weight of your considerable size is gonna be able to drag them down like a balloon.
Oh.
Yeah, she'll kind of get a running start at the other side of the wall, so she can kind of run up it and then kind of push herself diagonally
It's
up
a Mario
towards
jump.
them.
Yeah, you do the Mario jump. Cool.
Do the Mario.
Roll defense.
Me, Mario.
Since she is my love, I can use Defender, so I will roll Danger instead of Savior.
And I think you're gonna get a +1 towards your love interest anyway, alright?
Yep.
So you calculate that in. Nice. How could you
Very
fail?
easily save them.
Freya jumps up at you and puts her arms around you. How do you hold them?
She'd probably remember that Lily was talking about some kind of belt. So she'd kind of jump up and then grab the belt and think that she'll kind of yank it down kind of thing.
Oh dear. Let's hope you don't yank it off. But since you succeeded so well, you're not gonna yank it off. You're just gonna be the one holding on the belt and you all float downwards towards the ground. Oof.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Indeed not. Don't.
Oh wow. Was that belt tied to your pants? Because that might happen. Again, if it wasn't a full hit, we would have seen if Lily's underwear changes color as well.
No, not her underwear, more like her other hair.
No.
Oh dear. Does the carpet match the drapes?
I was thinking the same.
Oh no. That is something left for...
What color should worried be?
Yeah, what color hair is Lily's color hair changing as she realizes the belt isn't working right?
Green.
The green is it's not that. She's not upset. She's she's actually more like afraid, isn't she? So yeah, her hair is brown at the moment.
Okay. Also mark me afraid condition if they haven't already. It might be
I
I would have thought white would be always the color of being afraid.
You'd think so.
But not
She's
in
not
her
human,
society.
Yeah. That's true, she isn't human.
Okay, everybody makes it through. Now, for time purposes, there are a few more tests that you have to go through. One of which is making hunter squads, which is, let me give you a visualization. Looking like this, to front and token. You're gonna have to get 90 degrees down there, and Umbra makes sure by swinging logs over your head that you get down to those 90 degrees.
Or rather, she's doing it with her staff.
Yeah.
And the staff has a fucking huge fucking actual blade on it, which is just basically. You don't do it, you lose your head, literally.
You remember those Andreas from school, don't you?
Yes, I do.
They're horrible.
They were fun.
You won't sit on the
they
toilet
were
after
fun.
you're through with them.
I mean, I
Alright.
do them for the training these days, but holy crap, it hurts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not too
yes,
bad.
it
Try
does.
and actually hold the position for 5 or 15 minutes.
Yes, that's what's torture.
Yeah,
I've done
speaking
that.
of torture, at the end of the class, all of you come out of there looking and feeling quite tortured. Except for the very top. I think Lobo would be fine, Chico McQuarl and probably Chaos would all be like a pretty good spirit. But even Devon is feeling it at this point, and he is
Same with
usually
Jack.
pretty much on top of
I'm gonna
things.
probably be pretty damn disgusted with the rest of them, but the first 3, she actually gives one of her rare, and I mean honestly rare smiles. She smiles maybe once every 5 years.
She actually turns back to her normal human size.
She actually gives them gift vouchers to this all-you-can-eat buffet place.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Yeah, since they
Chaos
have nothing
just
else
looks
to
at
do
you,
with
just-
class.
He just smiles like bad idea.
Yeah, it's probably a bad idea. Now, what's that place called, Umbra?
It's just Chuchi's walk.
Chew cheese walk. Okay, we're gonna do with that something with that. Haha. Walk. All you can
Like
eat.
so.
Well, we're gonna do something like Chuchi. Oh, that's how you spell it. But I gotta spell it differently. That's fine. Sushi's walk. At least I know how to spell walk. Ah.
That's always good.
Now,
But yeah, it is like all sorts of like Chinese stuff mainly.
Mhm. Oh well,
Is the Mongolian barbecue as well?
Yeah. Let's go.
get out of my city, walk. Now, while most of you go for the free food, Freya.
But it's only 3 of them. The top 3 of them. that
Oh,
gets
only the top 3. Well, that's good. Okay. The rest go hungry for their own food. But this gives some time for each of you to have some alone time. Freya, this was, again, another day of team exercise, but if you want to stand out, you're going to have to be a hero on your own. We've established that last time. So,
Yep.
yeah, you go split up from the rest, decide to spend the afternoon and evening in the city, trying to figure out how you can be a hero. And soon enough, your nose picks up a faint scent, the faint of smoke, and you hear a fire siren in the distance with your fine ears. This might be something you could get involved in. Be a hero.
She'll give it a go.
As you run over there, turning a few street corners, getting closer towards the noise and the smell, you see a burning building, at least 5 stories, maybe even, let's say 7 stories. It's a big building, it's a big city. And there's a lot of people gathered, and you're inside a crowd of onlookers as another fire truck arrives, and they're already starting to spray the building with water.
You can do it!
Assess the situation for me, because this is what you're essentially doing by sticking around and looking at this place. ask me one question here of the list. And you want to be a hero. That's your ultimate goal. You want to stick out as a hero. Keep that in the back of your mind.
I suppose, what here can I use to protect myself from the fire so I can go in?
You see that the fire truck is, firemen stepping out, and you see in the driver's cabin extra fireman uniform. And since you're a grown-up person, it's your size.
She'll swipe those, and then she'll try and go in the building.
Someone, you know what? Someone stops you and says, "Hey, what are you doing? We already got all the people out." At the same time, you hear a faint yell for help coming from inside the building. Only you can hear that since you have the fine dog ears. Extra special hearing.
She'll say, "There's still people in there." And she'll kind of try and push the person out of the way.
Now that is an adult fireman who just told you that, and you sound like you're rejecting his influence over you. So roll to reject his influence. Sometimes being a hero means going against what they tell you to do. It works. Choose one. I'm gonna, unless you have it open, I can copy it in here.
I got it open.
All right.
I will mark potential to prove them wrong that no, it's not empty.
Yeah,
She's gonna get that person in there.
You run in there, right? Alone?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can hear the firemen yelling after you and wondering who that is, because clearly they thought you were just another fireman, but you running in there, they're trying to figure out who you are from their fire unit. And inside the building, the flames flicker high all around you, and the air is chokingly thick. But it hasn't eaten away at the staircase yet. You listen closely, and you hear it at least in the 5th floor. Yeah, there's someone almost inaudibly yelling for help.
She'll bound up the stairs.
As you make it up the 2nd stairs, you find that a piece of the stair breaks off. You're not gonna take the stairs any higher, but the staircase itself is still pretty open. Just gotta be careful with all this flaming, what do you call it? Flaming wood, essentially, or wall pieces. They seem to not have built this building up to code.
Debris. We're talking about debris.
Yeah, flaming debris.
Okay. So yeah, she'll still try and go fast, but she's gonna utilize more of her jumping around, like getting on the banister and jumping up to skip parts that are on fire.
All right. You're gonna have to roll me a powerful blow as another burst of flames from something exploding gashes towards you. Now you get a +1 for your, or -1 actually in this case, because you're trying to roll low, from your fireman outfit.
Okay.
Nice, you're fine.
Wow.
We see the flames sort of engulf you, and we just see a shadow of you, and then you come walking out. You're in the 5th floor, from what you hear. But it's pretty sure that you're not going to get back there this way. You hear on the left side, through a door, as you break through, you look into an apartment building, and you hear someone in the room next door, in the bedroom.
She'll grab a piece of. Oh, is this an apartment building?
Yes, these are living
Okay.
apartments.
She's going to kind of bite her lip and then kind of clench her hands. Then she'll wind back and try and break the door down with her tail.
I think you can just do that. This is not a specifically designed to stop heroes kind of door. So you swipe your tail and break down the door. You hear loud crying, and you realize that in this room, what you figure is a children's bedroom is a cage with a parrot in it, which now is calling, Yui! Yui!
Doesn't matter. Animal lives matter.
Exactly.
So she'll, she'll kind of take off her jacket, kind of wincing. She doesn't want to get burned, but parrot lives matter. So she'll kind of throw the jacket over the bird's cage.
That quiets him down. But you're gonna have to fight against the smoke that fills your lungs right now. It's getting pretty dark because of all the smoke gathering up top. You know there's a window in this bedroom, but you're in the 5th floor, and this time there's no water down below.
Well, the water didn't help much last time anyway. So she'll kind of take the cage up in one of her arms, and she's going to smash the window open with a chair.
Oh yeah!
Then she's going to kind of climb down. She's going to try and use her tail and kind of smack it into the wall to make it kind of like a brace, and she's going to try and dig her claws in as best she can. So she's out of the burning building.
Yeah.
And she's kind of gonna shout for someone to get the ladder.
You can hear people below sort of yelling and pointing and probably filming you with their iPhones. As you clearly hear someone with your good ears here. What kind of hero is that? I've never seen her before. Is that a tail? What a monster!
How nice. Indeed.
A ladder is being ferried to you that you can climb down on, and the fireman sort of takes over the bird cage for you. A small boy runs past the barricades and yells for Yui, his parrot. It's one of those green Ara ones. And he takes the cage. Are you alright, Yui? Are you alright? Miss, you've saved him. Thank you. You're a real hero. He gets like tears in his eyes because he was worried and is so happy to see his pet again. What do you do?
She'll kind of just give a nod, like, yeah, no problem.
Who are you?
She kind of scratch her head because now she realized, oh crap, we didn't have hero naming 101 yet.
No.
So she figures she'll just say her name's Freya Wolfgang.
As you say that, you hear a man's voice behind you. It says, Freya Wolfgang. Mm-hmm. Can I see your hero authenticity badge?
You actually have badges of authority.
No.
She'll show her hero in training student ID.
I see. So this is a training exercise for you. A man with dark hair and a 3-day beard stubble and a trench coat, clearly looking like some sort of detective, is standing behind you. You're about eye height.
I don't think neither Umbra nor Rachel would take this very well.
No, and he says, "So you've been inside this building. Anything out of the ordinary in there?"
I'll say that wasn't really my priority.
Sure it wasn't. Have you ever been at other burning sites like this?
She'll say, no, but I have been forced to face such things before.
I see. He notes something down in what seems to be a little booklet and then says, "So, since you're not having a full hero authority badge yet, I'm gonna have to check this over with your school teacher, your head of school. Hero school." He kind of looks. You're still wearing your fireman outfit, and he's like, "You're one of those young heroes who were on the crash course that yesterday. And you're already trying to solve crime, not bad."
I would assume it sometime soon Umbra will come and get her.
I would, you know what? For the sake of the scene here, since I know Umbra can be anywhere here, if things were in a way that Umbra needed to help, I'm gonna tell her, you do, hey, this would be a time for her. But right now, let's play this out. He's gonna say, "Let's clear out the area to let the firemen do their work. Much left anyway. I'm gonna, if you don't mind, drive you back to your school. Talk to your head teacher about this. You could have gotten yourself killed in there." He takes you over down the street to a car that's been parked there. It's got like this blue and red lighting up on top, so clear it's a police car. Although it's one of those detachable, attachable things, and doesn't obviously look like a police car. He urges you to take the co-driver's seat, and he puts on his sirens and hits the gas. It pushes you into the back of the seat as the car accelerates. Moments later, he hits on the brake and spins the car in a drifting style with his handbrake drawn around the corner, and your face gets pushed against the glass, against the sidewall. We see you from the outside just smooshed against the wall as he Tokyo drifts
Watching
around the
too
corner.
much Initial D.
Hell yeah.
Silliness.
He just Well, how do you react, Freya, upon being drifted so roughly?
She's feeling a little queasy. She's not used to driving in vehicles much.
The ride continues like this. Halfway through, he mentions that he has got to change the tires every 3 months. He doesn't know why. Meanwhile, you see them smoking behind the car, leaving black streaks on the front seat, on the asphalt. And you're at school in record time, where Umbra is waiting. Clearly, you noticed something was wrong.
She's actually waiting, her arms crossed, and probably looking quite murderous in front of the gate. Totally.
Alright, he flips a quick badge of authority, and says, "Detective Past, I've picked up one of your students at a crime scene." As she said, she identified herself, and I think she's got nothing to do with it, judging by her a quick questioning, but have you in any way authorized your students to go off to crimes yet?
No, we have not.
Well, I'm gonna say then she remains a suspect. There have been a lot of fires been laid in the city. I think we got ourselves a pyromaniac.
She doesn't even have the powers to make fire. Don't be a lunatic. And she picked him with one of those looks that's just like, you will leave my students alone or I will eat you for breakfast.
He gives you a look back like, you will let me follow the law, or I'm gonna take that dinner to go to work overtime.
Apparently, may have made her match.
At least in staring contest versus, yes.
Yeah, she actually raises her brow for shifting her gaze to her students. Like, come here.
Alright then.
Now.
Have a fair evening. He just gets into the car, and within moments you just hear the tires screech and him drifting around the corner.
What an aggravating man. Umbra actually says before putting her hand onto Freya's shoulder and teleporting them around with the shadows. It's quite disconcerting, to be honest. It doesn't hurt or anything, but it's not the most... And it's quite smooth as well, as far as travel forms go, but, at the same time you can't see anything, you can't sense anything, suddenly it's like, what?
Okay, so how do you react, Freya? Do you tell anything?
Again, she feels queasy, but in a different way, yet it's so familiar.
Umbra, aren't you curious what Freya was doing there, though? Now that the detective is gone.
Do you think I wasn't watching the whole time?
Yeah, alright. So how do you react to
I did put my shadows into every single of them. Do you honestly think I wasn't watching?
Absolutely.
So wrong.
Yes, it does sound wrong, that's why I'm laughing. But you did. How do you react to Freya displaying some genuine heroic tendencies?
You're a foolish child. This is where I'm still in school.
How do you react
and
to that?
I'm supposed to go running. I understand where you're coming from, but at that time, how about actually alerting an adult?
She says there were adults already there. They couldn't hear anything, and they wouldn't get there in time. You wanted me to let it die?
No. But you do know that there are other adults than just the policeman.
I don't necessarily have contact with them.
Really? Does she think that I don't keep eye on you people? That Rachel doesn't?
Well, if you don't let me take care of it myself, how will I ever grow?
Well, that's what I did. I did allow you to take care of it yourself.
Then why are we arguing?
Because you should have behaved in a better manner, because now you're in problems. And the school has enough legal bills as it is, frankly.
Just like, well, obviously, you know I didn't do it, and I know I didn't do it, so the law will know I didn't do it.
The law is not always so rational, but not to worry. We'll present the memories to the court if it ever goes that far to the good director. I'm sure Stryker will have some good ideas. He's a genius anyway. I'm pretty sure he has one of those devices anyway, and even then I can make them black and white anyway, so it's not an issue. Clearly she's tired, because she's not as angry as she usually is.
Yeah. Also, I think she's kind of using her influence over you to shift your labels. With that?
A bit, yeah.
It sounds like you trying to encourage her savior behavior, but at the same time...
make her more responsible.
Yeah, make her savior more responsible. What do you think she should be less of? Because you told her to call an adult, so maybe her danger down or superior down?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Let me just think about it. Well, savior definitely ups, because this is good. But I think her superior down or danger down. Which one?
Let her choose. What would you think, Freya? And of course, you can reject it if you will.
Yeah, you can absolutely reject it.
Normally she would take whatever the adults usually say, but in this case, she doesn't get why she's being berated for doing what ideally she should be doing. She's like, oh, this.
She was told that, yeah, okay, you're doing a good job by saving this thing, At the same time, you should have alerted an adult, like to properly.
Yeah, that's what you said.
And-
Now, how she received it as her hero teenage self is, of course, something else entirely.
Of course it is.
So, see.
Yeah,
that
no.
roll.
So yeah, and then I'd say I'll put superior down
Okay.
because
But hey, at least you get more savior now.
Yeah. Also, you're gonna have to mark a condition because you failed on your influence, and you don't get potential for failing rejections.
yeah. I'll say she'll feel.
Hopeless because no adult is believing you
Yeah.
can do this on your own.
That's true. Yeah, hopeless sounds good.
Alright, now to end off our session, there's two more things that happen. One of which is Lily walking back into. We see Lily walking into the dorm room, and it zooms out a bit, and we see that there's still, binoculars, and they zoom a bit down to your bike standing there out in the open in the grassy field in front of the dorm room.
Yep.
You hear someone say, "Bingo." And inside the dorm room, there's a lot of you who stay there. Look over your schedule. Well, some of you are very much exhausted, but there's like this, next day we have Defense Against Villainy 101. I wonder who's teaching this. And what are they gonna teach us?
Indeed. What are they going to teach us? Maybe they have more information about hero powers.
Yeah, they're probably gonna teach us how we're gonna beat up the bad guys, Chico says, standing on the
Yes.
table as she says, so pointing to the sky. There's an uncanny resemblance to Mr. Sunshine in her posture.
Oh God, why?
I mean, whoever.
Sadly, no.
She just doesn't have the sparkling yet. And at the same time, Spectral sort of floats over or hovels over. Sometimes she looks like she's walking, other times she clearly is floating. And she says, "I heard they got a teacher from the Hero Association. I guess they don't want us to learn about it the wrong way. But I don't know what they are going to teach us."
They don't trust Mr. Sunshine?
I don't know, maybe they don't. But
Why wouldn't they? What?
I doubt anybody would distrust Mrs. Sunshine.
Either.
Except for Umbra. Actually, no. Even she doesn't.
She just dislikes his way of being who he is. It's not like he is distrustful anyway. Yeah. Lobo sort of jumps on the table and says, "Well, whatever it is, I'm sure we're gonna become stronger heroes if we're gonna listen to their teaching." Yeah,
Oh yeah, you were
can't
just
be all
showed
that
by
bad.
Umbra how fucking weak you were today.
And then just Lobo just falls over onto his back with all fours into the air, playing dead. It can't be much worse than what Mrs. Corville put us through.
Unlikely, no? Yes.
He just looks at Lobos and just scratches his belly very lightly.
his hind left leg twitches. And his tongue
Just
rolls out.
saying, Jack actually, but just saying, you do know that she's actually my mentor. If you thought that was hard, You're right.
Wow, Waki just walks in and just literally pulls himself along the edges of the wall. Wow, your mentor? How are you still alive?
I have superhuman physique. It's
Man.
a quality I share with her.
Aren't you lucky?
Well, it comes with being an elemental.
What?
Ice Boy right there has exactly the same, if he wants to, I'm sure.
Actually, Devon is not staying at the dorm room, but Keith, for example, would have. You can point at Keith. Sure.
Yeah, well, for example, Fireball right there has exactly the same issue.
I wish I could be special, like you guys. But at least
He just looks at him and just shakes his head.
Hey, is Lily actually in the room? Yes.
Probably. She likes people.
Okay, yeah, so she's hanging around and he's he's biting his tongue. He's looking at your tiara that you had, and he seems to get like this grinding his teeth together and just clenching his fist. And he says, "But for you," and he points at you with a sudden burst of bravery, "I would go through hero school at the top of the class."
Who
Waka
says
said
that?
that.
Waki just said that to Lily, with all of you around, including Lily. How do you react, Lily?
Everyone wants Lele as babe.
Lily best babe.
It's a problem of having stunning beauty as an ability. How she's going to take this? I think her hair is going to turn white. She's going to tilt her head like, well, that's awesome. Keep up the good work.
I wonder what white means.
His knees are visibly shaking. How does everyone else react?
He just tilts his head and just continues scratching Lobos on the belly.
Lobo just
Yeah,
says,
kinda like-
Freya, what would Lobo say?
He's very distracted with belly rubs. He
Okay,
would
so
say
he's
nothing.
not gonna...
Belly
yeah, that's the spot.
rubs.
His voice modulated translates his bark, his like breathing.
Sadly, it's not like cats that can't purr.
He can only pant,
Indeed.
which is cute enough with his tongue lolling out upside down. Alright, then Waki suddenly loses his bravery and storms out of the kitchen area.
Aww. You seem that. What was up with him? Because, well, what is his hair color again? It's
Black? Yeah, it's black.
It's black. What did I say to make him angry?
Black is a normal hair color here.
I think so. Is it?
Yes.
So you mean I don't need to say sorry to him to apologize for doing something I think might have angered him?
No. He
Okay.
just points at Jack and just said, "That's a normal hair color too."
Here I thought he was he was guilty about something, like the fact that his mentor is Sombra. Who cut my hair?
You would feel very
I
sorry
threatened
after
your
today.
hair. I didn't actually cut it. Again.
Not today, no.
Please don't.
That clearly makes it work better.
We don't want to cause an intergalactic incident.
Oh, I can take
There's
one.
just flying
It's
saucers
fine.
over the city tomorrow.
Just need to bring Umbra to court. It's fine.
That doesn't work here,
Space
suddenly.
Corps.
Yes.
We set her on fire and see if she burns, she is guilty. No, wait, they have more technical ways. Yeah, how would you find in your technocratic society if someone is guilty or not? Do you have a device for that? Like a lie detector-ish thing?
I mean, we probably have better lie detectors than we currently have in our world, but they're still not perfect, obviously. So
They
you
might
still need
interface
technical-
directly with the brain of a human and just scour the brain for the relevant data.
Yeah, at least can tell if scan the brainwaves to see if there's truth being said. I don't think they can actually plunge into their memories, but
Okay, so they can measure brainwave. That's
yeah, they do
improvement.
still actually require some actual technical data.
Alright.
They're just a lot better at it, but yeah, because they can get DNA from single molecules. So yeah.
Okay. Whew. Alright, with that, we're gonna come to the end of our session. Another school day done. Good job,
We somehow
everyone.
survived.
Yeah, although you're gonna feel that in the morning.
Yes. At least my hair wasn't cut this time.
No. Let's see the end of the session moves. Lily, how did you grow besides your hair?
My hair, my beautiful, beautiful hair. Let's see. Yeah. Did I grow closer to the team? Yes. Who is the question? Let's see. Maximilian gave me a tiara.
Yeah, you
worked with
can
Rosa.
name classmates as well. I say in this case.
So I don't think I worked much with the actual team this time.
No,
Well,
this time we mixed and matched it a
Jack,
bit.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, technically, we did work with Jack with Rosa.
Yeah, we actually worked really well together as well.
Don't
Yeah.
forget that Freya saved you in a time where you could have been going to space without your vehicle.
Yeah. She did. Freya or Jack? Freya or Jack? Freya or...
Why not both?
Because I think both already have influence over me, but I don't want both of them to change my labels.
Well, if one changes it one way, the other changes the other way.
For balancing purpose, you can only choose one, even though both apply.
Uh-huh.
Flip a coin.
I'm going to choose Jack.
Right. For, helping all around today with the exercises, or why in particular, Jack?
Mostly because helping with the exercises and all that.
Alright, awesome.
Working together specifically the fact that he could work so well with Rosa.
Okay, so
He works
basically
well with everyone.
you grew closer by proxy.
Yes.
Yeah, friend of hers is a friend of yours.
It's Lily, yeah?
Yes.
I'll move your mundane down, and I'll move your freak up.
Please don't remove my freak up.
You can't actually move it up because it's at 3 already.
Oh, well in that case, I'll just move your danger up then.
Okay. That's fine.
Because today Jack saw that she was actually really competent, and I don't think she's mundane at all. I mean, she's freakishly beautiful, she's like really nice as well, and at the same time she's really powerful.
Yes.
So it makes sense that, less mundane and more danger. Or well, I would have done more freak, but I can't because there's no anything.
No. But yeah, if I can go to the mark potential with that, because I have 4 marks in potential now after all of these sessions, because
Hey, that means you can finally level up, right?
No, I need 1 more.
Oh, that's a shame. You'll get that next time.
Maybe.
You rolled so well, right? It's like
Yes, I
need
ruled too well. It's
I have
need
to
to-
say, I only have 3 points of potential.
I need to be more shit.
I need to put you into situations where you fail. That's fine. It's a slower growing series, so you're not going to advance as fast. Because we're going more by like the fiction of, hey, right now you're not even fighting villains at the moment. You're trying to get through a school day as best as you can. Now, speaking of fighting villains, hey, next class session is Villainy 101. Defense against Villainy 101. Jack, how did you grow? You did a
Definitely
lot
close to the
today.
team.
Okay, closer to who in particular? Who made you feel welcome?
Well, Lily was great. Freya was great. Hayes was great too, but Hayes wasn't really there.
He
As much.
sort of he stayed at the
He
front
just
of the
kind of
pack.
did his own thing almost. But
Yes, he did.
Lily and Jack and Lily's friend, they really worked really well together. And Freya was kind of cool as well. So I'm honestly still though thinking Lily. I think because of the say that, you know, they said that, yeah, okay, it's just the working together bit.
All right. So
Lily.
I don't actually have influence over Jack, so
nice.
Jack. I have Keith, Hayos, Freya, Rosa, and Jack. Who don't I have?
Right.
Keith?
How did
I
you
have
get
Keith.
Hayos? How did you get Hayos?
I saved him,
with
I think.
By
I have
being
influence over
nice
everyone
to-
in the team now. Huh.
because he was nice. Because Lele was nice to Hayos.
Yes.
When nobody else
Being nice
would.
gives you influence at times. It's weird.
Indeed. Now,
I get to mark potential.
or clear
think-
condition, your choice.
I don't have any conditions. Conditions are for the weak.
I'm
Yeah,
afraid.
Hey!
Yeah. Speaking of the totally not weak, Hayos, how did you grow?
Into his own image, I would say, since he managed to control his powers a bit more.
Yeah, and you had a good run there today. How are you gonna shift your labels
honestly-
looking at them?
He really liked, like, Umbra actually, honestly, was quite impressed. She's never impressed.
I don't know what
Perpetually
to...
disappointed.
Well, if
I
you
would say
okay, Google.
Savior down, Superior up one notch.
I would have suggested the same because you didn't really save your teammates or help your teammates, but you showed that you're better on average than them. So it makes
It
sense.
did
to check
help
that.
Lobos.
Oh yeah, Lobo's gracious. Oh, let's see. Freya, you're up. How did you grow?
She grew into her own image, and after her little outing, her superior is down. Well, her superior is down from the obstacle course because there were a couple of people who were better than her, and then her freak is up because someone called her a freak while she was saving people.
Yeah, I called
Or
you
a
like
parrot.
called you like a weird person for having a tail and using it, like smashing yourself into a building with it and holding tight.
Maybe it's slightly weird.
Yeah, it is.
Jack actually doesn't care at all.
No,
You
not
guys are
everybody
kinda
cares,
cool.
but the city in and of itself will care.
But yeah, but Jack thinks they're all idiots anyway.
Yeah.
Also, Hayos looks weird. We're used to it.
Indeed.
Come on, he's a half dragon. How
He's-
awesome is that?
Very.
I mean, how cool is that?
Very
No,
cool
it's
as well.
hot. Ha ha ha.
How cool is what?
Being a half dragon. Except, of course, you know, shoes don't fit you anymore, and you can't wear funny hats, and your
Of course,
scales
they can wear
shave.
funny hats.
It'll look even funnier.
Indeed.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's the end of today's session, and next time, as was hinted at, Defense Against Villainy 101.
And we have to yell at Keith to actually show up, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what was with him. He's shown us online in Skype, but he didn't respond to me, so he must have either fallen asleep or got an emergency. Something along
He
the
did
lines.
an
Yeah, well,
Umbra.
we managed. I mean, it's a good thing that we already discussed all the things anyway, because we have just like
It's
three
strange. He
teachers
replied
anyway.
to me at lunch today, or not lunch, midday. Yeah, that's lunch.
I think that's when he goes to bed. So that was right before he went to bed, most likely.
Oh, interesting. So it could have been that he's oversleeping completely, but unlikely.
I don't think it's all the way even that unlikely. If he goes to sleep right then after his like morning night shift, and he has to wake up just a couple of hours after.
Well, it's 7 to 8 hours. Yeah, it can happen. I don't blame him. He needs to sleep, but he was very excited about the class. It's a shame he's missing. And I'm excited for every class. This is by far my favorite role-playing session or role-playing season I've ever had. I'm looking forward every day of the week.
I'm gonna say this. I feel bad for Tsuchi's book.
Yes.
She's book.
It's more important than you think right now. Because, hey, when we name a place like that...
This is a Chinese family. They know how to stretch resources. They honestly think that they would be able to keep it all out, all of fucking...
Thanks for touring in the background.
Yep.
Think about it this way. You know, someone like Mr. Sunshine comes to you, do you honestly think they're not prepared for heroes? Do you have any idea how much it actually cost even one of those coupons?
Okay, yeah.
Charged a lot more than average people.
That's true.
Depends
in
on
the
the hero.
Society, there can be people who eat more.
Absolutely. But
Absolutely.
at the same
And
time,
then we have
you get
extreme cases.
superhero. You will have like superhero kind of on table, which is full of like better food. You have like 2 buffets, one for the average people and one for the hero.
Yeah.
It's gonna work. It's fine. If you manage to destroy them, that would be great. I'd actually quite like it.
And don't forget
Just
about
for-
barbecue on Saturday. Ooh.
Barbecue.
Just for the lol, I'm gonna roll a freak to see how much he'd eat with just a normal roll. Not much. Not that much.
Yeah, actually, they'll manage to stuff you up.
With
Yeah.
that roll, yeah.
A lot of
But
rice.
if I roll
Rice
full
really
hit,
stuffs you.
Or well, like a but if I roll a full kapow, it's gonna be like, fuck, we're out of food.
I still think that we should just send him to all the random eating competitions that, especially what you have in America, and I'm one of those. Eat fucking so and so many hot dogs in so and so little time. Eat and
I
so
think
many
we're gonna
pies.
have one of those eventually.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's free food.
Because I want to pit him
Actually-
against Chico McWaddle.
Oh god.
I want to kind of pit him against Mr. Sunshine.
Oh yeah, why not? Let's have him in there as well.
Umbra thinks it's very foolish, even though she has higher energy requirements than most. So you would never fucking find out.
I'm sure Scarlet would join up in the eating contest as well.
Which means that Amanda's, Umbra would be the only actual reasonable adult. And that's saying something.
Umbra's just
But
standing in the
maybe
background
Right,
menacing.
reasonable.
Yeah, but you're not actually working at the school. When
Joe
you're
is one of
working,
the
it's actually a reasonable adult is the least reasonable of them all. Then they're doing a really bad job.
These days, Joe is one of the most reasonable people because he's actually living a normal life. Basically no one has ever seen him since Buckshare died.
You honestly think that Umbra doesn't know who he is?
Well, yeah, he is in contact with Umbra, but he doesn't actually show himself much.
He's not
Yeah, well,
acting as an active hero. Yeah.
No, exactly.
I don't know, they sometimes have a coffee date, just like she has with Striker as well.
It.
And they
Would you be
dabble a
up
bit
for
in
that?
something.
Alright.
In any
Then
case,
I'll
I
end the
haven't
call
now
here.
smoked in nearly 4 or 5 hours now, I think. So I'm
It's
gonna go
healthy
and have
for
a
you.
smoke now.
Keep going.
Yeah, it is healthy for me. So
Yeah.
I am going to go and have a smoke and then play some World of Warcraft before I have to go to bed.
Oh, cool. Enjoy yourself, everybody. See you next week.
Likewise.
Yeah, see you on Sunday, guys.
You.
Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Next time, we're gonna see if the class can get an early reply from school or if they get extra work.